Hi, I'm Sue Borsztyński, and as it's Halloween, I thought that I might read you a scene from my novel Wolfborn, which was published by Random House Australia, which is set on the eve of Samhain, which is basically Halloween. Now, my hero has been having a lot of adventures, and at this stage, he is trying to get his lord, Geraint, who is a werewolf, his clothes, which he's been stuck without, and he's been in wolf form for the last year, and he's having a bit of trouble with doing it, and it's also in the middle of a storm. And as you'll see, the adventure isn't over yet. The villagers were running for their lives. Many legends said that if you saw the hunt on this night, you would die in the next year. In my bones, I believed it, no matter what my father said, and it was all I could do not to run screaming myself. But the wolves were battling on, even as the king grabbed a spear from one of his men and roared at another to take Eglantine to safety. With luck, it might all be over by the time I got there. Perhaps the dirty grey beast that was the Baron would have a spear between the ribs, and I could just throw Geraint's clothes over him. I only knew I had to try. I was almost gibbering with terror as the wild geese noises grew louder, and I was running a distinct risk of being trampled by the crowds flowing the other way before the hunt could get anywhere near me. Still, I fought my way forward, my friends seeming to fall behind, lost in the mob. Vaguely, I prayed none of them had been trampled to death, but I'd come this far and couldn't turn back. I suppose I was expecting Cernunn and his pack to appear from the hillside as the fairy hunt had, as I had appeared on my return from the other world. It didn't happen that way. They were suddenly there in the sky, in a flash of lightning, the thunder roaring like a tear in the fabric of the universe, with only darkness on the other side of the hole. The Saesneg gods are supposed to appear like that. Their head god, Wodan, a one-eyed villain in grey, is believed to lead the hunt on an eight-legged steed. Whoever was leading was the most terrifying thing I'd ever seen, and I can tell you I wished I was anywhere else in the world right then. The black horses galloped from the skies to land on the now almost empty hillside, hounds running ahead of them. The grey wolf, already terribly wounded by Geraint, clearly defeated by him, used one last tremendous effort to wrest himself free and run from the hunt. Down the other side of the hill he went, heading for what he no doubt thought was the safety of the forest. The hunters and pack flowed after him. I could feel the wind of their passing, and they were not after me or mine after all. As they galloped past, I thought I saw familiar faces. One was a grizzled sergeant of my father's, who'd broken his neck one dark night while stumbling home drunk. He'd been something of a lout, but a good fighter. I saw a lord from my district who'd sold out to the Saesneg and been killed by them. Cadros and Nematona rode past with their loudly whooping retinue, some blowing hunting horns. Nematona turned and winked at me. Yes, I could actually see her wink, and briefly I thought I saw the shadow of the horns on her husband's brow. She herself wore the starry diadem of the lady. The pretty mare that I'd seen shod kicked up her silver heels. And I saw Sir John. His face, so good-natured in life, was grim as he rode after his murderer. They pursued their prey into the trees, and there was silence again, apart from the wind and rain. And if you want to read any more, you can always buy a copy of my novel. I'm sure it's still available online.